Hello basketball coaches and basketball players, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I'm going to give you a 3-out, 2-in motion offense that you can run at the elementary school level. Now the reason why I'm posting this video is because I had a coach ask me a few days ago about some kind of a 3-out, 2-in basketball offense that's like a motion where he can run it against a 2-1-2 zone defense. The reason for this is he coaches a very young team, and the league that he coaches in allows a zone defense, which in my opinion is like cheating because, well, it's a zone and you're playing it against other 10 and 11-year-olds, and it's just cheating to me. So that's why I'm making this video. So if you're in this same situation, this is going to be a great video for you. This offense also works against a 2-3 and 3-2 zone defense as well. Let's get down to the clipboard and let's check this out. Okay, so what we're going to have in a 2-1-2, we're going to have this middle player. He basically guards this whole section. So he's going to be the one popping up. These two players are probably going to be fronting or being behind them, whatever. And these two players are going to be a bit wider. So at first it looks like a 3-2 zone. When I was in grade 10 and 11, our rep team, which is our version of AAU up here in Canada, we ran a 2-1-2 just like this. Now, some teams will have a player 1 there, and it'll be more like this, and he'll be able to guard this whole area. But right now, we're just going to go, like this. Now, what we're going to be running here, okay, so in this play, what we're going to have now is we're going to have player 1 pass over to player 3, and player 1 is going to go down towards this low post. That's now going to bring player 5 down. He could have a shot from the mid-range or 3-point line area, and player 3 is going to pass him the ball. He or she could take the shot from somewhere in that area before player 4 goes and guards him. That's now going to bring player 5 red down to guard player 4. Now, personally, what I like to do is have player 5 pop up towards the high post, and now you have 4 players in this one side. We have overloaded the defense, which now means one of these players is going to be open. We have now got player 5 red guarding 2 players. So what's going to happen now is player 1 can pass to player 5 for a quick shot. If player 5 red was to pop up, player 4 could have a nice easy layup as well. So this is the nice benefit to a play like this. It's just a simple 3-out, 2-in overload. And now if we need to move out of the overload, it's very simple. So we can have player 3 screen down, or we can just have player 3 get open for the pass. Player 2 can head up. Player 3 can pass to player 2. And now player 5 is going to go down towards that low post. We're going to have now player 1. He's going to be cutting baseline. He's going to be popping up towards this side. Player 2 can pass to player 1. Now player 2 goes down towards that corner, and player 4 goes up towards that high post. So just like we did before on the way down, it's going to be the same going back around. So now once we have done that, we could have a shot here, we could have a shot here. Again, we're going to be now moving and having player 5 guard 2 different players, so we could have an open shot from either the low post or the mid-range. And then if we want to move the ball back around, again, same as we did before, player 3 gets it. Player 2 is now going to be cutting through. It's the bottom player who's cutting through. And then player 3 is going to be passing to player 2. Player 4 is going to go down towards that low post. Player 3 is going over towards this corner, and player 5 is popping up towards the high post. Again, we have 4 players on one side. Player 1 is moving over. Player 4 is moving over. Player 5 is guarding 2 players. And now we have just like this. It's just a simple motion where player 1 is going to pass over to player 2, and he's going to now cut. Instead of cutting down the middle of the key, I have my players cut out towards the wings. The reason for this is now this player, he needs to move out to go and guard player 1, especially when player 1 gets that ball, which now means that leaves player 4 open in the low post temporarily where he could score or she could score. Now out of this motion offense, once that happens, we're going to now have player 1. He's going to cut baseline. So normally in this motion, you would have player 1 cut down the middle of the key and he would pop back out. Meanwhile, this player would then fill. But like I was mentioning, he's going to cut down towards this corner where they could get a shot from the wing, or now a possibility of a quick shot down low with player 4. Now, at the same time, we're going to have player 5 moved a bit up from the baseline, where now player 1 is going to be cutting, player 3 is going to be filling the middle, and now we could have player 1 who's open really quickly for a layup, or what we could have is if player 3 is open and player 2 has left him, he could sneak down for a mid-range shot as well. It all comes down to read and react. You have to know what the defense is giving you for. If you see an opening on the court, go to it and have your players call for the ball in that open area of the court. If player 1 is not open, he's going to go and fill out. And now player 4 can now pass out. It's probably going to be a double team down here. And we're going to be now having player 2 and 3 trying to get open so he can pass that ball out to him. Meanwhile, player 4 is going to be then now moving up, and player 1 is going to be single coverage, and player 3 is not going to be single coverage. So at this time, what we're going to be having is player 2 passing over to player 3, and that's going to bring now player 1 over. And what I personally like running here is having player 2, instead of cutting towards the basket and popping back out, which does really not that much against the zone defense, and there's no sense in swinging through. This is kind of like a 5-out where if the corner player gets it, he's going to cut down, and instead of popping back up, he's going to set a screen for player 4. Player 4 is going to be popping up, and now player 2 is going to be in the low post. Player 3 now can pass the ball over to player 1, and that's going to now bring player 2 over to guard player 1. Player 1 is going to be over guarding player 3, and that's going to bring player 5 over towards player 5 blue. Now, again, same idea where player 3 just passed to player 1, which now means player 3 is going to go down towards this low corner. We now have player 3 guarding out. Player 5 is going to be guarding player 5 blue. And now, personally, again, remembering that read and react, see where the defense is, what the defense is giving you. Player 2 can cut up across the key and could be open for a quick shot from there. I hope that you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe. I hope this video helps your team win more games against those teams that cheat at that U11, U10, U9 range with zone defenses. I'll see you guys again later on today for our second video of the day.